back to the Our Lives, Our Travels YouTube channel. I am Nicole, and today I'm doing a video by myself. I'm solo today because I have been asked to be a part of a collaboration. So I feel, and this is Carter, he's outside playing basketball, so I decided to come out here and do my my video so I can watch him while he's playing basketball. So I thought, why not just take this opportunity to go ahead and do the video here. All right, you can go back and play, baby, since you said hey already. All right, so this collaboration is being done with 4 other moms, with 4 other YouTube moms. So we're the 4 moms that are doing this, that are a part of this collab. So what our collaboration was is basically about a parenting tag. So we're gonna be discussing different controversial parenting topics, and I'm just curious to see how we all differ, because we're all in different areas of the world. We all have different experiences with parenting and things of that nature. So it's interesting to see how other people who are still moms, how we all differ in our opinions. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the survey that we took. So I have the survey questions up, so I'm just going to read them. It's about 10 different topics. So the first question says, are you pro-life or pro-choice? So my answer is that I'm pro-choice. And I say that I'm pro-choice because I feel like every woman should be able to have control over her own body. We shouldn't have to be told that we can't make our own decisions for our own body. So imagine somebody policing you, telling you what you can and can't do with your own body. And when it comes to pro-life or pro-choice, there are certain women that go through different types of circumstances, and getting pregnant, it may not be the right time for them, or any type. I don't want to get into like the different circumstances because there are many, but I just feel like every woman should be able to make the decision for herself whether or not she chooses to have a baby or not have the baby. The next one is baby wearing. I was gifted one of those for my baby shower, but I probably used it with him once because it kind of felt like I couldn't really do much, and that kind of defeated the purpose of me having it, because I always had, you know, I had him right here. So but I can definitely see why other moms use it, because you're able to still have your baby, carry the baby around and still get housework done or whatever you have to do in the house. But me, I didn't use it, and I pretty much just kept my son in like a little bouncer nearby or in his little play area while I just took care of things. But I'm not against baby wearing. I think if it's convenient, if it makes things convenient for you, by all means. The next one is adoption. So I am for adoption because some families aren't able to conceive, and there are some families who are able to conceive but they just choose not to, and they want to make a home for a child that may not have a home. So I think I definitely agree with adoption. If I wasn't able to have children, I would have definitely considered adoption as well, because there are millions of kids around this world who don't have a home. So having them come in and be a part of your family is amazing to me. The next one is baby piercing. I would say yes, because I'd rather him experience that pain because it's over with just that quick. So if I were to get my child's ears pierced or whatever, I would do it when they were a baby. The next question was breast milk versus formula. Now, I'm for both. I did both. I started off breastfeeding, like all throughout my pregnancy, I said that I wanted to breastfeed, and I held myself to that even after Carter was born. But I ended up, and he latched on immediately when we were in the hospital. Like I was just like, oh my God, thank you Jesus that my baby latched on. I mean, I did have a lactation specialist help me and things like that, but he latched on immediately and everything was fine at home. I was producing a lot of milk. It was just smooth sailing. I ended up catching the flu, I want to say 6 months into my breastfeeding journey, and I wasn't producing much milk anymore, and I was just heartbroken because I did not want to switch him to formula because I just heard all of the benefits that breast milk does for your child. So I thought switching to formula, and then it's like when you have people in your family that, you know, your seasoned family members that always have all these comments, or they're in your ear telling you what you should do and stuff like that. And me being a new mom, I'm listening to them. So they just said all this negative stuff about formula and how it doesn't give your child the nutrients that they need, and that breast milk is just the only thing that they should be on. So that was how I felt. So when I got the flu and I couldn't produce enough milk, I was heartbroken because I felt like I was letting my son down, that he wasn't going to get the proper nutrients that were in breast milk. But you know, I just had to realize, like, I knew that my child still had to eat, so I had to find a formula. And it's like I tried different types of lactating things to like produce more milk. So oatmeal cookies, I can't even remember, it was so long ago. But I googled everything, and I tried everything to try to produce my milk. So yeah, I had to switch to formula, and at first it was hard for me because of, you know, like I said, having everybody, I felt like I was letting people down, like I wasn't being a good mom. But I just had to realize that formula is out here for a reason. It's to feed your child with, you know what I'm saying? So I went through a couple different formulas with Carter because he had a sensitive stomach to all of the different types of formulas that I tried on him. The one formula that did work was Enfamil. I can't even remember, I'm so sorry, it was so long ago. But it was like it has a purple top, and it was hypoallergenic formula because he would get sick. He would throw up every formula I tried to give him. He would throw it up. So his doctor said that maybe I should try some hypoallergenic formula. So I did that, and it was like $40 a can, y'all. $40 a can. So imagine me having to spend that money every every 2 weeks. So I really tried to continue breastfeeding, but I couldn't. But I was fine with it. I accepted it. He was eating, my baby was healthy and things like that. That's all I cared about. So I just feel like you should do whatever, make the decision that you feel is best for your child, and it's okay to listen to the opinions of others, but don't let that be your deciding factor, because at the end of the day, you're that child's parent. So once I got over that, I was fine. The next question is co-sleeping. I am for co-sleeping. I say yes because like, people always used to tell me, don't let your baby sleep in the same bed with you. Don't even let them sleep in the same room with you. They need to gain independence and stuff like that. Let them cry. How many moms have heard people tell you to let your child cry? I'm not one of those moms that's gonna let my child cry, leave my baby in another room across the hall, and I'm just sound asleep while my baby's crying. No. That is one opinion that went in one ear and not the other, because I'm not about to let my baby cry. Okay, so, and that came down with the co-sleeping. I'm just like, I tried to you know, put my son, let him sleep in his crib and me sleep somewhere else or whatever, but it's like, and you know, rely on the baby monitor, but it's like, for me, I felt more comfortable with my baby being in the same room with me. That's just, I wouldn't be able to sleep if he was like across the hall and stuff like that. And I mean, it also had something to do with the fact that I was a first-time mom. So I'm just, you know, first-time moms, we're all like panicking about everything. We're just like unsure about everything or whatever. So we just want to take as much safety precautions as we can or whatever. So I let him sleep in my room with me, and I'm not ashamed to admit, my son is 6 years old now, and he still makes his way into my bed, I want to say 3 times a week. Okay, he's 6 years old, and he still because that's what he's used to. But I'm trying to push him more to sleeping in his bed, because obviously the older he gets, he's not going to be able to sleep in mommy's bed anymore. But that's just my take on co-sleeping. The next one is cry it out versus not crying it out. So I just said that earlier. I'm not a parent that was gonna let my child cry it out. No. Because imagine if I'm really upset about something and I'm on the verge of tears or I'm crying, I don't want anybody to ignore me. I don't want anybody to let me just cry it out and they ignore me. I guess for me, it's an ignoring factor. I'm just thinking of how I would feel if I was really upset about something and somebody just left me and just let me figure it out by myself or stop crying by myself. No. So that's just how I felt in regards to like letting babies cry. No, I wasn't gonna do that. Anytime my baby cried, I was right there picking him up, right there trying to figure out what it was he needed. So yeah, even now, like I said, Carter is 6 years old, and every time he's upset about something, I'm still running to see what's going on. I'm that mom that's gonna always make sure that I get to the bottom of why my son is upset. So crying it out, no, that's a negative. The next one, we just have a few more. And thank you so much for watching and following along with me doing this. The next one is smacking. So smacking, aka whooping, spankings, things of that nature. I'm going to say no. No, because I think that nowadays there are more effective ways of disciplining your child. So like, say for instance, Carter, he's 6 years old. If I'm whooping him every time he does something bad, that's not really teaching him a lesson. What I like to do with Carter is if he does something wrong and needs to be disciplined for it, I'll take away his electronics. He won't be able to play outside like he's doing right now. I figure out other ways to punish him so he'll know and understand what he did wrong. So yeah, I take away things from him that he likes doing as a form of punishment, because he'll understand that if he does this behavior, if he does this wrong behavior, he's going to get punished for it. He's going to get something taken away from him. Whereas me whooping him, the only thing that he learned from that is that mommy's going to spank him. He didn't learn anything from it. What I do with him is I sit him down and I ask him, like, Carter, why did you do this? And I sit there and wait for a response, because he always tells me exactly why he did it and what led him to doing that. And he's 6 years old, so he said something like, my brain told me to do that. It's like, I feel like sitting your kids down and actually having a conversation with them, finding out why they did what they did, and helping them to understand why that behavior is inappropriate or why it should not have happened. I feel like that gets your point across. That teaches a lesson better than spanking a child. That's just how I feel. Home versus public versus private school. For Carter, I feel like he thrives more in like a social setting, because he loves interacting with his classmates and his teachers. He loves doing schoolwork and being able to be graded for it and figuring out what he did wrong and having that one-on-one with his teacher on ways to improve. He loves that. Like every day, I never have a problem with him getting up, going to school. He's always excited. Now last year for COVID, the schools were shut down, of course, so he had digital learning. He did very well, but I can tell that there were some times where he was really frustrated because he couldn't keep up with the teacher, because she had, you know, the rest of the students in the class, like they were doing live lessons. So he had to, no matter what, she couldn't stop and help him. If he fell behind, he just fell behind. Like for math, if she was writing a problem, if they were working on problems and he didn't write it down fast enough, he got very upset about that because he felt like he was being left behind. Now when he's in school, he's able to keep up with everybody, and the teacher is like, she slows down and helps the students that are falling behind. So I think that that's why I prefer public school for him. The next question, and we have 3 more. Vaccinations. I'm pro vaccinations, period. Vaccinations have been around for decades, and they've helped us get through, overcome so many obstacles as far as illnesses, diseases, everything. Vaccinations have helped us get through that.
What does vaccinated mean?
That means when you get like a shot that helps you keeps you from getting sick. Next question is medicating children. I've always given him over-the-counter medicine because it works. I've never known it not to work. I notice like when he does have some symptoms, like if he's sneezing for a lot of times or coughing, as soon as I give him Zyzal, that's my favorite thing to give him. So I give him Zyzal or whatever, it's going just like that, because I catch it as soon as I start seeing those symptoms. I catch it. Now I have been using more natural medications and organic and things that I can make at home, like elderberry. Like last year I stocked up on elderberry, what is it, the liquid form. I'm sorry, I can't think of it, but the elderberry juice, that's a liquid form. We kept that in the house. Elderberry, sea moss gel, all of that stuff. So instead of giving him over-the-counter medications, I started giving him more immune boosting things that I know, like elderberry is #1, and then sea moss. But yeah, I'm for medicating children because, again, I'm doing whatever is going to help him. So at that time, I'm not just going to let things just go away or whatever. I'm going to do something that I feel I should do, which is that. Second to last question is cloth versus disposable diapers. I didn't use cloth diapers because I don't feel like doing all that extra washing. Sorry. But I used disposable diapers because it was easier and convenient for me. It's easy and convenient for me to go to the store, get a pack of diapers, come home and use them, throw them away, whatever, move on to the next. I understand why people use cloth diapers. It's healthier, it's more beneficial. That's fine, but it's not beneficial to me if every time I turn around I'm washing clothes. I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel, you know. So it was more convenient for me to use disposable diapers. So, and the last question, store-bought baby food versus homemade. So I did not make any homemade baby food for Carter. I bought everything from the store because, like I said, it was more convenient for me. And I was a single mom, so Carter and Jalen are playing basketball together. So hopefully you can hear me clearly because they're just having the time of their lives over there. But anyway, I didn't make any of Carter's food at home because, like I said, it was more convenient for me to go to the store and buy something that's ready made, and I can just, if he's hungry, I can just crack open that jar of food and give it to him, instead of me having to pre-plan all of his meals ahead of time. Because with me being a single mom, it was only me. So sometimes while he was sleeping, I'm trying to sleep, so I don't really have the time to make all of his food and stuff like that. So yeah, that was all of the questions. So I really want to thank you all for tuning in, and I will link the channels of the other 3 moms that did this challenge with me, or that did this collaboration with me. I will link those channels in the description box. And I want to thank you for tuning in to my first collaboration. It feels so good to do that. I hope I did a good job because I really want to do more than this. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all next time. Bye.